Apologies, there's still one delivery left in this over. And it remains 57 for 3. Is there a way I can hit like pause on the mic? Nah, whatever, man. I'll just cover it with my hands. Can we get graphics on?
Scoring and the score is not live yet, so I don't know.
Ah, okay. And no issues, man. It's Carrie Chan with her left arm spin. That's a big appeal for LBW. It's a close one. The umpire remains unmoved. Carrie Chan making a good comeback after leaking 14 runs in her first over. One of Hong Kong's best cricketers. It's captain versus captain. Apologies, it's Keanu Gill on strike. Well, that's not Keanu Gill, right? That's full toe.
No, it's Keanu on strike. It is Keanu on strike. Full toe, shorter one, and then on circle. Keanu is the taller one.
Apologies, it's Carrie Chan bowling to Keanu Gill, not pulled toe. I clearly need to get my eyes checked. Short of a length. Keanu Gill with her first boundary. Just behind square on the leg side. The score moves on to 61 now. So despite wickets falling, the Jade Jets are getting a few boundaries away and keeping the scoreboard moving. It's a 5-4 offside field currently. And that's down to the sweeper on the offside boundary. A generous amount of flight. Pull toe unable to do much with that. And that brings the over to a close. 5 runs off it. The Jade Jets 62 for 3 after 11. What do you think is a good total on this deck?
A women's game, they
Yeah.
had 35 overs.
5 runs and over?
170 would be huge.
Yeah.
170 to 35.
Aksha Yusuf continues with her leg spin. Yet again, just unable to find her radar. Another wide delivery. A generous amount of flight. Given this quick start, the Jade Jets will be eyeing something in the region of 185 or 190. Yet another wide delivery.
You are live, okay? So you get your cricket heroes up to date, and Smita will go 2 cameras now.
There's no live score on cricket queue either.
Huh?
There's no live score on cricket queue, so I don't think it's popular.
No, this one has internet, right?
This time straying down the leg side. That's 3 wide deliveries in this over.
Yeah.
Leg spin, of course, is one of the hardest arts to control in cricket. A change of angle now. She's coming around the wicket. Will the change of angle result in a change of fortunes? That's better. It's been eased away to the sweeper on the offside. Pull toe batting on a run-a-ball 30. That's been dragged down. She'll be disappointed with that. A boundary for the taking,
Profile, you're looking at this.
You need
The
to
back end.
Is it sure?
but hits it straight
It's only there.
to the fielder at fine leg.
Yeah, live. Yeah.
Why is it not showing the match
Because
center?
you're going back end.
No, why is it not showing the match center?
When we talk, can you hear?
No, nothing to this.
Generous amount of flight, an optimistic appeal. The umpire unmoved.
Let me get all the ball above from you. I got 6.1.
It's been cut away. It's running down to the boundary. It's not going to get there, though. And the batters come back for 2. A chance of overthrows. The ball has not traveled further enough for that.
Smita, are you on?
A change of angle once again. The Bauhinia Stars spinners just struggling to contain the Jade Jets at the moment. That's a lot better. To close out the over, 68 for 3 now after 12. How many games in total? 3 games?
Yeah, probably 3 next weeks.
Okay. When's the next one? Like November 30?
15.
And then the next, the one after that?
December 13th.
Let me know when we go live.
We're live already.
This one already?
Name of the tournament is Hong Kong Women's Premier League. Okay. If you're just joining us, this is Game 1 of the Hong Kong Women's Premier League. The Bohemia Stars won the toss and decided to field first. A couple of early wickets, offset by a flurry of boundaries. Just as it looked like the Jade Jets were running away with this, they lost the big wicket of Mariko Hill. She either got an outside edge or an under edge to the keeper. My eyes weren't strong enough to pick that up. Having said that, given the quick start, you'd have to say that this game is probably going in favor of the Jade Jets right now. Hong Kong skipper and Bauhinia Stars skipper Carrie Chan with the ball at the moment. Off the back foot. It's been a circumspect start from Keanu Gill as she eyes the leg side boundary. That's nudged away for just a single.
You're switching, right?
I'm trying my best. I'm still setting up the overlay. There's 2 overlays coming up now.
Emma looks so cool.
She already bowled 1 ball in this over? Fucking hell, man, they switched over really quick.
Careful about swearing on the broadcast. The mic is hot.
Oh, balls. Oh, God. Mariam Bibi with her medium pace bowling from the other end. Another single. Pulto just deprived of some of the strike in the last few overs. The Bohemia Stars just dragging things back. It's off the back foot. Straight to the fielder there at backward point. Frustrating last 10 minutes for Pulto. An aggressive shot, landing just short of the fielder there at backward point. The batters, apologies, cross through for a single. Swung away on the leg side. Batters will be looking for two, and they make it. And apologies, it's actually Marian Youssef in action right now. She picked up the first 2 wickets to fall today. As this is a 35-over contest, each bowler will only be able to bowl a maximum of 7 overs. As that has beaten the fielder in the covers.
He's complimenting me or what?
What's up? You can hear everything you're saying.
Okay, good. So you picked up on me saying. That's why we need it off mine, but it's okay.
What are you? Now we're on. It's on now.
The Jade Jets ticking along nicely. Keanu Gill, she's into double figures with a pair of boundaries. Pulto just slowing down a little bit, not getting too much of the strike. But no concerns in regards to run rate for the Jade Jets. Mariam Bibi has been tucked around the corner behind square on the leg side for yet another single. Oh, and she's bowled. Keanu Gill bowled right through the gate just as it looked like she was getting going. Yet another wicket falls. 78 for 4 now, the Jade Jets. Mariam Bibi with her second wicket. The pendulum swings once again. 3 balls left in the 15th over. And you'd have to say that the Bohemia Stars with a slight advantage right now. Unless my eyes are deceiving me, it's Jasmine Titmus who has just walked out to the middle. Yes, indeed. Jasmine Titmus. A lot of responsibility on her shoulders now. And there's every chance that this partnership could decide the trajectory of this innings. Just over 20 overs left.
Smita, yours This is the only corner.
Thanks. Pulto is still out in the middle. She's just counting the number of fielders on the leg side. That's cut away once again. She's unable to find the gap. An interesting move to bring Aksha Yusuf back into the attack. That's cut away. Just a single. Jasmine Titmus facing up to the leg spinner for the first time today. Perhaps just lucky to get away with that. Looked like the umpire was considering signaling a wide, but he kept his hands to himself. That's pulled away. Poor delivery there from Aksha Yusuf. Jasmine Titmus gets off the mark with her first boundary, just behind square on the leg side. Five runs off this over so far. 2 deliveries left. Watchfully defended into the leg side. Short. Titmus unable to find the gap. And that closes out the over, just 5 runs off it.
Where's the ladder?
Is it still on?
You're the only thing running now. And the mic is on.
But why? We had no battery there. That's
On now. So, stay on. So,
that pace here, I'm gonna. Jeez, it wasn't even a 100-metre sprint. We solved the box. Lights on.
It's on.
Is it? He just showed this one is lagging. Is it because of the connection?
Too many things solved.
We're back from the drinks break, 91 for 4.
Relax.
I think we need to like whisper a little bit,
Keep
maybe.
an eye on this.
So on mic 1. Okay.
I think we should get Wi-Fi, pocket Wi-Fi instead. The Wi-Fi is very.
Marian Youssef with her 5th over. She's been the pick of the bowlers today, picking up the first 2 wickets to fall. Another play and miss. Jasmine Titmus with a maximum right before we broke for drinks. That's turned away an appeal. To me, at least, it seemed to come off the bat. Youssef, the only one with any sort of enthusiasm in that appeal. Titmus tries to guide that down, finds the fielder once again. A full toss. Lucky to get away with that one, Marian Youssef. And that closes out the over. 92 for 4 now. The run rate has hovered around the 5.5 run mark throughout the innings. It's wickets, however. That's the problem for the Jade Jets. Losing wickets at regular intervals. Every time it seems like they're stitching together a partnership. The Bauhinia Stars, wearing pink, managed to get a breakthrough. Amidst all this chaos, skipper Pulto is still out in the middle. She's not out on 37. Signaled wide. It's been a bit of a mixed bag for Mariam Bibi, picking up those 2 wickets, including the big one of Mariko Hill. But she's leaked a few runs. A little bit of indisciplined bowling as well. That's cut away. A slight misfield. Should allow the batters to come back for 2. Some hesitation, but they make it eventually. The partnership now moving on to 17. That's nudged away for a single. That's dug out. Oh, a play and a miss. That closes out the 19th. 96 for 4 now. That run rate still hovering around 5 runs and over, perhaps a little too high for the liking of the Bohemia Stars. They'll want to keep the Jade Jets down to around 160 or 170. Anything in the 180, 190 territory does become a bit of a sticky chase. Interestingly, an aggressive move here from Carrie Chan, choosing to persist with Marian Youssef. She's only got 1 over left in her spell after this one. Can she make an impact? This partnership, of course, a big one for the Jade Jets. If the Bauhinia Stars are able to break this partnership, they will. That's cut away, and it beats the fielder there, sweeping on the offside. An important boundary, and that's the 100 up for the Jade Jets, with 3 balls still left in the 20th over. A welcome boundary there from Pulto. The second half of her the second half of her innings has been a little slower, a lot slower in fact, than the first half. Short and wide once again. Things not quite going to plan for Marian Youssef. Unable to make much of an impression in her penultimate over. That's tucked away on the leg side. The batters will be looking for 2, but the fielder from fine leg comes racing in and restricts that to just a single. 5 runs off that over.
Jay, do you need more water? Yeah. Awesome.
For the first time in a long time, the run rate has dipped below 5 runs and over. Yet another dot ball. Jasmine Titmus just slowing down after that maximum just prior to the drinks break. Another play and miss. Just one run off this Allison Sue over. Coming in for her second spell. Yet another dot ball to close out that over. So the Bauhinia Stars just dragging things back with the Jade Jets 102 for 4. All those wickets at regular intervals seem to be taking a toll on the run rate. And it looks like skipper Carrie Chan has brought herself back into the attack. An expensive start for her, leaking 14 runs in her first over, but she's dragged things back since. And that's cut away. Perhaps a hint of good fortune there for pull toe. Didn't look completely in control. And she crosses back for 2. Her score now moving on to 48. Nearing her half century. It's been a good innings with all the wickets falling around her. The Jade Jet skipper leading from the front is just beaten by that one. That's pushed into the offside. It's been an innings of 2 halves for Pulto, scoring well in excess of a run a ball before just slowing down. More tight bowling there from Carrie Chan. Oh, it's a chance! Drops just short of Carrie Chan. Boy, that would have been a massive wicket. Not to be. There seems to be something in this wicket for the spinners. Very dry conditions here. Dry weather, rather. And it seems like pace off the ball isn't exactly easy to contend with. It's 105 for 4 now. 13 overs left in this innings. Allison to continue. She drops that short, and that's been put away. Just a single though. The fielder on the cover boundary tidies up,
That's a 50.
and that's 50 for Pulto. A really mature innings with all the wickets falling around her. She'll be hoping to push on and propel this score to somewhere in the region of 180 or 190. She drops it short once again. Jasmine Titmus just rotating the strike, getting Pulto back at the striker's end.
Awesome. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Okay. So green. Six passes with Allison, right?
Play and a miss. The two batters have just sort of taken their time
No rainbow shoot.
during this partnership.
Maybe 497. I need all the overs. No, it's not. It's about when anybody goes bowling is over. Someone only goes back to 7 point. Every over the country is
A play and a miss. A little bit of bounce there for Allison. Pulto just walks away, gathers her thoughts. Just looking leg side. Eyeing up some gaps on the offside as well. Where's this one gonna go? A big shot attempted. Falling short of the fielder yet again. Some nervous moments here for Pulto. And the last over against Carrie Chan, she got that leading edge that fell just short of the bowler. She's eyeing up that offside gap once again. And that's cut away, and she finds the fielder yet again. The frustration grows for the Jade Jets skipper. Another miserly over there. Just 6 runs have come off the last 3 overs. Allison bowling well. Bowling to her field, a 6-3 offside field. No respite from the other end as Carrie Chan is all set to continue for her 6th over. It'll be Jasmine Titmus on strike. It's been a quiet last, well, 10 or 15 minutes for Jasmine Titmus. After a 4 and a 6 early in her innings, unable to do much since yet another play and miss. That one just going straight on with the arm. So Carrie Chan mixing things up really well. She was Hong Kong's leading wicket taker in the T20 World Cup Asia Region qualifier, I beg your pardon. 10 wickets for Hong Kong in that tournament. A tournament dominated by the spinners. That's Fuller. Titmus unable to do much with that. No runs so far off the 4 deliveries in this over. It's eased away into the offside, yet another dot ball. So a period of sustained pressure. Just swinging things back in favor of the Bauhinia Stars. Another play and miss, an appeal. The umpire unmoved, but that is a tight piece of bowling, a maiden over there for Carrie Chan. Just 11 overs left now. The Jade Jets slowing down. They're 107 for 4. Just 6 runs coming off the last 4 overs. They would have been hopeful of something in the region of 180 or 190 just half an hour ago. They'll be happy with anything in the region of, well, 170 or 175. And Allison is all set to continue. It's been a tight second spell from the medium pacer.
Very good. Stop behind.
The score is on the screen, is it?
Not fully updated. Not fully updated. Score is still being updated.
Oh, and that's taken! The massive wicket of Polto.
Did you change now?
A period of sustained pressure.
He's doing anything. His first innings is not going to be good.
Nice.
The Jade Jets have now lost half their side for 107. Massive wicket for Allison Sue, and you've got to say she does deserve it. She's kept it tight in her second spell, and she's benefited from some tight bowling at the other end from skipper Carrie Chan. A lot to think about now for the Jade Jets. They're going to have to reassess their target. A partnership of 29. They took their time. A good innings, it must be said, from Polto. But she needed more. We are aware that the score is not updating on your screens, but don't worry, you've got me to keep tabs on the situation. $107 for 5 now, 3 balls left in the 25th over. A reminder that this is a 35 over contest. That's guided away, yet another dot ball. We've now had 10 dot balls in a row. And the big wicket of Polto. She drops it short, Allison Sue. Just a single. The dry nature of this wicket revealing itself with that previous delivery. The ball just looked to have stopped a bit on the new batter. Yet another dot ball to close out the 25th. Just 7 runs coming off the last 5 overs and the big wicket of Polto. Aksha Yusuf in for her third spell and her fourth over. In her first spell, well, her first two spells, unable to find her radar and consistency. Drifting down the leg side a few times. And that's easily put away.
4.
Gibbons with her first boundary in front of square on the offside. An all-important boundary, just breaking the shackles for the Jade Jets. A reminder, if you're just joining us, that the Bohemia Stars won the toss and put the Jade Jets into bat. The girls in pink getting off to a bright start with 2 early wickets before the Jade Jets fought back with a flurry of boundaries, just as it looked like they were taking the game away from the Bauhinia Stars. Mariko Hill edged through to the keeper, at which point the Jade Jets were 50 for 3. The runs continued to tick over, but the Bohemia Stars hit back with 2 more wickets before a tight spell of bowling has left the Jade Jets just in a spot of bother here at 112 for 5 with 1 ball remaining in the 26th over. Generous amount of flight. Gibbons unable to do much with that. 5 runs off that over. A better one for the Jade Jets. We've got 10 overs left in this first innings.
I'm at 15 over. Score bowling.
A change of bowling. Mariam Bibi into the attack. She's picked up 2 of the 5 wickets to fall today.
So waking up.
That's just tucked away on the leg side. We're up to 106 viewers now on YouTube. I hope you're enjoying the stream. Apologies for the delayed start. You know how it is with the Wi-Fi and internet and all this tech stuff. But we're live now, so share the stream around with your friends. A dot ball there. Unable to make good connection with that. Gibbons. An optimistic appeal for LBW. Way too high. Katie Gibbons unbeaten on 5. An early boundary in her innings. Jasmine Titmus at the other end. She's been struggling in the last 5 overs or so. Oh, a chance there. Just wide of Mariam Bibi. There have been quite a few of these half chances in the last half an hour or so. The Jade Jets, no doubt, a little bit frustrated. Waiting for the umpire's signal.
Fair ball.
And he signaled buys. Thought about it. So just a little sloppy there. Jen Davies there behind the stumps, just letting that one go. A tight over nonetheless, 114 for 5 now. Just 13 runs coming off the last 7 overs.
Almost done. 2 overs behind.
With the run rate hovering around 5 or 5.5 runs per over throughout the innings, these last 25 minutes could prove crucial in the final outcome. Aksha Yusuf, wide down the leg side, just releasing some of that pressure. She will not be happy with that. A few wides outside the off stump and down the leg side for the leg spinner. A generous amount of turn. That's a good shot through the offside. Katie Gibbons with her second boundary. A very important one. A generous amount of flight once again. But over pitching with that full toss. Eased into the leg side for a single.
Was full toe caught behind?
I can't remember anymore, man.
Never had a full actually.
Another wide from Aksha Yusuf. It's been the story of the day for her. She's not happy. She's just drying her hands. I feel like there's no need to dry your hands on a dry day like today. Another wide. Oh, little too full to cut. A play and a miss and an appeal for run out. But the batters make it in. Down the leg side, yet again. If my math is correct, I believe that's the third wide delivery in this over. That's in the air. Oh, a simple chance is spilled. And that brings an end to the over. Aksha Yusuf so unlucky. 125 for 5 now. We've got 7 overs remaining in the innings. How crucial will that drop catch prove? That's full and driven to mid-wicket. No run. Once again, short of a length. The ball not quite coming onto the bat.
I think I'm caught up with. Is it correct? 2 dots so far? Not missing anything?
Yeah, 2 dots.
Oh, I'm caught up. Scorecards on you. Caught up, I can find some editing now. Now you can use the graphics.
And it looks like our scorecard on screen is catching up with the actual score. You know how it is with technical difficulties. But things are running smoothly now. Not so much for the Jade Jets, though. It's been a slow last 45 minutes or so. They've lost skipper Pulled Toe as well.
I'm going to put the batting scorecard up on the screen now. Okay, it's not working.
Yet another chance. That's running away to the boundary. A quick outfield. And yet another boundary for Katie Gibbons. That's her 3rd boundary of the innings. Clearly the dominant partner. Jasmine Titmus providing some valuable support at the other end.
Don't move this one. Because the battery's low.
Change it.
So I'm going to turn it off.
You know how to change it?
The partnership with that boundary just moving on to 22. We've got a 5-4 offside field. At the moment, a play and miss.
Yeah.
The sun is beaming down here at the Hong Kong Cricket Club. As that's the end of the 29th, 129 now for 5. Carrie Chan ringing the changes, bringing herself back into the attack. I believe she has 2 overs remaining. Yes, 2 overs.
7 overs per ball, 35 overs.
Ah, well, there you go. My mathematics have failed me once again. 1 over remaining for Carrie Chan. A reminder, in this 35 over contest, each bowler can only bowl a maximum of 7 overs. It's been an impressive comeback for Carrie Chan, who leaked 14 runs in her first over, including a couple of full tosses, one of which was put away to the boundary by Mariko Hill. Mariko, unfortunately, departed soon after, edging through to Jen Davies. Score at that point was 50 for 3. The last 9.5 overs have turned out pretty well for the girls in pink, the Bauhinia Stars. Just 29 runs coming since the conclusion of the 20th over, and the big wicket of Pulled Toe. We're up to 101 viewers now on YouTube. Share this stream around. That's down the ground. Yet another dot ball. 130 for 5 now. Just 5 overs remaining. I want to hear from all of you on YouTube with 5 overs left. What do you think the Jade Jets are going to reach? Let us know in that chat box.
That was 130. Okay, one already. That was there briefly. So I'll just tell me the words. And next time you want to bring it up, let me know.
We can bring it up now?
Yeah.
Cheers, man. As you can see, just a quick summary.
I'll not bring it up now.
We'll bring up the scorecard shortly. Perhaps at the end of this over.
I'm out of bowling.
A good start from Emma with her first over. Starts with a pinpoint accurate Yorker. Two full on this occasion. Titmus unable to do much with that. It's been an interesting little innings from Titmus. A boundary and a maximum to kick things off for her. But she's been struggling in the last 45 minutes or so. The important thing, though, is she is still out there. And a full toss. This one is put away. And it beats the fielder there at mid-wicket. Katie Gibbons with her first boundary. So 5 runs coming off the first 3 balls of this over. Katie Gibbons moves on to 19. A play and a miss. We've seen quite a few full tosses from the Bauhinia Stars bowlers. A little bit of indiscipline as well. Decent number of wides. Something Carrie Chan will not be happy with. And right on cue, yet another wide delivery. The Jade Jets eyeing something in the region of 165 or 170. The match is probably in the balance right now. A really good contest to start off the Women's Premier League. A reminder that 3 games will be played in the Women's Premier League, and that has beaten the fielder at deep mid-wicket. It looked like it just went through her legs. 5th boundary now for Katie Gibbons. A punch of the gloves. 11 runs coming off this over. The most expensive over in a long time. Pendulum has swung throughout this innings. And it looks like it's swinging again. 1 bounce to the fielder at deep mid-wicket. The ball seems to be following her. And yes, that closes out the over. 12 important runs off the 31st over. We've got 4 overs left now in the first innings.
I missed the dot ball.
Marion Youssef bowling her last over. The pick of the bowlers so far today. Just a single into the offside. Marian Yusuf, of course, with those 2 early wickets. That's another full toss. Jasmine Titmus unable to take advantage, but she's looking across back for 2. A stronger throw might have had her in trouble. It's out anyway. 6th wicket falls now for the Jade Jets. I thought that was very tight. The umpire at square leg raising his finger. So Jasmine Titmus, she walks back for 16.
I think that it's too close in the room.
Just 3.4 overs left now in the first innings. So with 3.4 overs left, the important thing for the Jade Jets is Katie Gibbons is still out there. 5 boundaries in her knock of 25. She's looking well set. A wide from Marian Yusuf. She will not be happy with that. It's been a good day for her otherwise. It's off the back foot. Betty Chan, the new batter at the crease. And that's cut away. A good start to her innings. That's running away to the boundary. And she's going to cross back for 2. Very intelligent shot, just using the pace of the bowler. Score moves on to 147. It's nudged away. Rather defended into the covers. Just 3 overs left after this delivery. The Jade Jets, they'll be hoping for something in the region of 170. Oh, a play and a miss. Seemed like she was a little wrong-footed. Perhaps should have gone back to that. And that closes out Marian Yusuf's spell. An impressive one. 2 for 29 of her 7 overs. High 5s and low 5s all around. And deservedly so.
Do a quick summary.
So as you can see in that quick match summary, 50 for Pulto, Katie Gibbons undefeated on 25, the 2 main contributors during the innings. A pair of wickets for Mariam Bibi and Marian Yusuf, who just closed out her spell. 2 for 29 for Marian Yusuf. And Mariam's back into the attack. This is her last over. Oh, a play and a miss. That runs down the third man. Jen Davis will not be happy with that. Bye signaled from the umpire. Jen Davies has been a live wire behind the stumps today, appealing for anything that has the remote possibility of being out. So as you can see, the Jade Jets 150 for 6, being put into bat after the Bauhinia Stars won the toss. Key contributions from Pull Toe with a half century. Unable to kick on, however. And that's been flighted. A chance. Oh, it's a run-out chance. Oh, my word. Katie Gibbons has been run out. Betty Chan. It seems like she should have sacrificed her wicket. It's the big one. Katie Gibbons gone now. Just 3 wickets left for the Jade Jets. 11 deliveries left in this innings. And the set batter has been dismissed. The Bohemia Stars, they know the importance of that wicket. This could take around 10 or 15 runs off the Jade Jets' final score. At one point, they looked good for 180 or 190. That expected total was adjusted to around 170. Yet another dot ball. The pendulum has swung quite a few times throughout this innings. She drops short. Just a single to deep mid-wicket. Good comeback here from Aksha Yusuf. Some indisciplined bowling in her first 2 spells. A generous amount of flight, and that should be out. It's given by the umpire. So the leg spinner with her first wicket. The Jade Jets now 151 for 8, slowing down once again. 2 wickets now in this over. The big wicket of Katie Gibbons. And now Betty Chan. She walks back to the dugout.
Here's the plan. I'm going to set up that this kind of here. With just no, how do I set it up?
Let me put it up there on the side. You just zip
Because
tie
it's
it.
not fitting.
Oh, this cable.
Can I move the side thing over here? Because this cable is working. Turn the mic off.
Mic back on.
So just 2 deliveries remaining in the 34th over. What can the Jade Jets muster? Generous amount of flight. No run there. A valuable dot ball at this stage of the innings. And of course, another wide there from Akshay Yusuf. It's been a mixed bag from her today. A lot of wides. She won't be happy with that. And there we go once again.
Hi guys.
Yet another wide. That's 3 consecutive wides now for Akshay Yusuf. A 5-4 offside field. A dot ball to close out her spell. Just 1 over remaining, 156 for 8. The Jade Jets.
I'm going to pull up the bowling stuff.
Mariam Bibi, 2 for 34. She's taken. Marine Yusuf with a pair of wickets. They've been the standout bowlers. Pulto, of course, with that half century, unable to push on. The problem for the Jade Jets is they've just lost too many wickets at regular intervals. Every time it looked like they were stitching a partnership together, they lost a wicket, and that's the reason they find themselves 156 for 8. Still a pretty decent total, but they would have been hoping for something around 180. It's going to take a miracle to get there from now. Just 6 deliveries left in this innings. Alison Sue, she's been so impressive. Played a key role in dragging things back. And that's lofted on the offside. That should run away to the boundary. And yes, an important boundary in the context of this innings. That's nudged away on the leg side for a single. Chan Saha with a bright start to her innings. Just 4 deliveries left now. We've got ourselves a good game here at the Hong Kong Cricket Club. Too short. And a run out chance. She does not hit. Another valuable run gets added into the scorecard for the Jade Jets. No single available there. So 6 runs off this over so far. Chan Sao-ha with that important boundary, lofted over the offside. There's been a change in field since. Deep extra cover moving towards a deep cover. Another play and miss. We've got 1 delivery left. Chan Sao-ha on strike. What can she do? A play and a miss, and another stumping to close out the innings. 162 for 9 the Jade Jets finish with. You'd have to say this total is around about par. So a good contest we have on our hands. The Bauhinia Stars in pink will need 163 to chase this down and register their first win of the tournament.
That's on screen. Batting score 5.
So 50 for Pulto after losing a couple of early wickets, the Jade Jets. She was unable to push on. Katie Gibbons with a valuable 26. She was run out in the penultimate over, which probably cost the Jade Jets a couple runs. On the bowling front, 2 wickets apiece for Alison Sue, Marion Youssef, and Mariam Bibi. A disciplined bowling effort. And like we said, the Jade Jets finishing with 162. They would have been hoping for around 10, 15, or even 20 runs more. Not to be.
Put back somebody up. 15 runs.
How do I know if it's on screen?
So 163 to chase when we return from the innings break.
How long's the inning break?
10 minutes.
A 10-minute innings break. So don't go too far. We have quite the game on our hands. I'm your host, Jay Dansinghani. If you like what you've heard so far, you can always follow me on Twitter at JCricketDude. And of course, follow Hong Kong Cricket across our social media channels. Hit subscribe on that button on YouTube to be notified every time we post a new video or a live stream like this one. We'll see you in 10 minutes.
It's on.
We're back now, just moments away from the chase commencing. 163 the Bauhinia Stars will have to gun down to register their first win of the tournament. Reminder, a 3-match tournament at the Cricket Hong Kong Women's Premier League. Away from the chase commencing. 163 the Bauhinia. Unless my eyes are deceiving me, it's Jasmine Titmus to open things up for the Jade Jets. If you're just joining us, the Bohemia Stars won the toss and decided to put the Jade Jets in with the help of Pulto and a valuable contribution from Katie Gibbons with 50 and 26 respectively. They got themselves up to 162 for 8. The Jade Jets with a pair of impressive medium pacers. They've got Jasmine Titmus, of course, who's about to run in for the first ball, and Mariko Hill. Titmus drops short. She gets away with that one. Rujita Venkatesh on strike. Mariam Bibi at the other end. Watchfully played.
Is MLI.
MLI. It's not wearing BB. Yeah, it's MLI. It doesn't look like Mariam. It's Ruchi and MLI.
Apologies, it's actually Emma Lai at the other end. But here's Ruchita on strike. She lets that one go through to the keeper. One slip in place. And it looks like we've got a 6-3 offside field, so no secret as to where Jasmine Titmus will be bowling. Just looking for that early movement with the new ball. Once again, Ruchita wisely lets that go. A tight start here for Jasmine Titmus. 2 balls left in the first over. Both Ruchita and the Bohemia Stars yet to get off the mark.
They don't need to score too quick. 5 runs and over. Small ground.
And another dot ball to close things out. A maiden over to kick things off for the Jade Jets. The Bohemia Stars yet to get off the mark.
Ikra Sahar. Ikra Sahar.
Ikra Sahar from the other end. Once again, a 6-3 offside field with a slip in place. That's down the leg side. Ikra Sahar will not be happy with that. Too short. Yet another wide. So a pair of wides to kick things off. I'm being told that Ikra Sahar usually gets a lot of movement, usually away from the right-hander. But you're not going to get too much movement when you miss your length and pitch short like that. Oh, a play and a miss.
Wow.
There's that movement we were talking about.
Beautiful ball.
Nervous times for MLI.
Does it look straight?
Yeah.
Both batters yet to get off the mark. No runs off the bat so far. That's guided away. She doesn't even know where that's gone. On the leg side for a single. So MLI off the mark.
Ball by Ruchi. Who do you think's gonna win?
It's too early. Too early. I have no idea. Ruchita Venkatesh takes guard to Ikra for the first time. Once again, just unable to find her radar. With just 3 fielders on the leg side. That's not where she should be bowling. A big gap there between fine leg and mid wicket in the circle. It's safe to say that if she strays down the leg side, she exposes herself to getting hit for a boundary. Interesting tactics here from Pulto. Unlike Carrie Chan, who opted for 5-4 offside field for the majority of the innings, Pulto has stacked the offside. There we go. Some movement into the right-hander. Ruchita Venkatesh. She loses her middle stump. 1 wicket down. 4 for 1 now. The Bohemia Stars. A good start for the Jade Jets. So Ruchita Venkatesh dismissed for a duck. Ikra Sahar finally finding her radar, getting that ball up there, finding some movement. And it's the Jade Jets who strike first blood in the second innings. MLI still out there. Just 1 run to her name.
Shanzeen, number 3.
Shanzeen is the new batter at the crease. Gentle breeze just blowing from from left to right here. That gentle breeze is getting a little stronger. So despite 3 wides, apologies. No, in fact, yes, 3 wides in this over. Ikra Sahar finds her radar and picks up that all-important first wicket. Once again, a big appeal. Oh, this one perhaps just sliding down the leg side. You can tell from that enthusiastic appeal how close they thought it was. The umpire, however, unmoved. One delivery left now in the second over. A successful one, but it's a wide. So 4 wides in this over, just 1 run off the bat so far in this innings. Ikra Sahar, however, finding some early movement. Oh, an outside edge! Third man cleans up. That could have been a second wicket, but it's not to be. So 6 runs and the big wicket of Ruchita Venkatesh off the second over. It's 6 for 1 now. What?
You can say that in a mic so I can show the castle as well.
Okay, okay, I don't mind. How do I bring that up? It's so
Just bring it. That's no problem.
Jasmine Titmus is all set for her second over. And that's a wide down the leg side. It's running down to the boundary. Perhaps she did get some sort of bat on it. We're waiting for the umpire's signal. Yes. So 2 runs off that. I have to say, in the commentary tent and media enclosure, we're very lucky with the view we've got. A beautiful, well, it looks like some sort of castle or abandoned house in the background. I wonder what the story is behind that. Well, perhaps we'll find out before the men's game. And that's edged away. It looked deliberate. Just a single. Oh, playing a miss. Feet rooted to the crease. MLI just struggling to get bat on ball so far in this innings. Another, oh, it looks like an edge between first slip and the keeper. Yet another fortuitous edge escaping the hands of first slip. No boundaries yet in these first 3 overs. Quite a few extras and a few edges past slip. Both Titmus and Sahar finding some early movement. It's watchfully played into the offside. It's not an incredibly steep target for the Bauhinia Stars. So if they can weather this early storm and just take some of the shine off this new ball, they could cash in later in the innings. Watchfully played once again to close out the third over. It's 10 for 1. Ikra Sahar, the dangerous Ikra Sahar, to continue. Pitching it up once again, looking for that movement. The Jade Jets, blessed with some really good medium pacers. Sahar and Titmus will be backed up by Mariko Hill. Turned away on the leg side, no run available.
They've got Kinu Gill as well. Both Kinu and they've got Kinu Gill as well.
Yeah.
Both Kinu and Mariko are amongst the quickest bowlers in domestic cricket, women's cricket. They've got a good pace.
And of course, who can forget about Kinu Gill? A little bit of bounce this time from Sahar.
Carrie Chan is one of the best spin bowlers in Hong Kong women's history. We've got her to look forward to as well. So it's a strong attack. Chan Sahar, left arm spin.
Shaping up to be a tight over. This one, no runs off it. 2 deliveries remaining. Unable to do much with that full toss. MLI, it's been a nervous start for her. Few plays and misses, an edge between first slip and the keeper. That's guided away. Third man cleans up. Just a single. 11 for 1 now, the Bohemia Stars. Here's Titmus once again for her third over. MLI just playing over the top of that one. And it looks like Mariko Hill is warming up. It's eased away into the offside for a quick single. Shanzeen Shehzad moving on to 5. Oh, playing a miss. An appeal for caught behind.
You didn't hear
Don't think we heard a sound.
I personally did not hear anything.
The mic is pretty sensitive. I wonder if that picked up something.
us. Give me one mic too. To be very negative.
Two balls left now in the 5th over. That's eased away. Good work there from backward point. A tight start here for Jasmine Titmus. The required run rate just a tick above 5 runs and over. And that's been dug out to close out the 5th over. The Bohemia Stars 12 for 1. Ikra Sahar. After a few early wides, she has found her radar, to the detriment of the Bohemia Stars. Ruchita Venkatesh earlier in the day getting dismissed for a duck. Bowled off the inside edge. A shorter first slip comes into play once again. The batsmen scamper through for a single.
Lemon Chum, the keeper.
Keanu Gill there at first slip. We're going to see her in action with the ball later in the innings. So no boundaries yet in this opening exchange for the Bohemia Stars. Couple of wides, couple of scampered singles, but that's about it. And that's been turned away, and just as we say that, the first boundary of the innings, an all-important one. The score now moves on to 17 for 1, with 2 balls left in the 6th over. A bright start for Shanzeen Shehzad. Her first boundary. A full toss. And a bit of a misfield. The batters alert to the possibility of a single. They scamper through. A much better over this one for the Bohemia Stars. 6 runs off it so far. A dot ball to close out the over. It's 18 for 1. Jasmine Titmus, in characteristic fashion, starts off her 4th over pinpoint accurate.
She played for the ECP Women's Development Team.
This angle the ball gets very nice. Oh, what is
Shanzine unable to find the gap there on the offside. A stacked offside field. It may actually be a 7-2 offside field at the moment. Now, she lets that go. Some interesting tactics here from Pulto. And probably the right tactics too. Jasmine Titmus has been very accurate throughout her spell. Not straying down the leg side. And another play and miss. Titmus bowling to that 7-2 offside field. Hands on heads with that play and miss. She's found the outside edge too, which just eluded the hands of first slip. Some nervous moments here for Shanzine Shehzad. Titmus well on course to bowling her 2nd maiden of the innings. She hasn't given anything away. The Bauhinia Stars, to their credit, have not given her a wicket. That's straight down the ground. I believe that was a bump ball. And that closes out the 7th over. Some high fives and low fives for Jasmine Titmus, and deservedly so. The score remains on 18 for 1. A slow start for the Bauhinia Stars. Skipper Carrie Chan in the dugout. Oh, another wide there. Some aggressive captaincy here from Pulto. Throughout this innings, she has stacked the offside field. 6-3, sometimes 7-2. And now she's giving Ikra Sahar another over. Reminder, in a 35-over contest, each bowler can only bowl a maximum of 7. And that's been guided away. Keanu Gill has been in the action throughout these first 7.5 overs. And for the first time in this innings, it seems like Keanu Gill is being moved out of the slip cordon. A lot of runs have gone down to that third man area.
Warming up.
Who's warming up? Mariko?
Mariko Hill warming up once again. We could see her coming into the attack in the next over. It seems like some of the early movement that was on offer at the start of the innings is starting to disappear. Batting getting a lot easier, it seems. That's guided away. Just behind square on the offside for a single. Shanzeen Shehzad considering the possibility of a 2. Wisely, she's sent back. Oh, an inside edge. Lucky there for Emma Lai. That could have gone right back onto her stumps. So Ikra Sahar has found a decent amount of movement throughout the spell. That's been well timed, but it won't beat the inner circle on the offside. A dot ball to round off the 8th over. It's 21 for 1. The Jade Jets with 162 for 9 batting first. Important contributions from Pull Toe and Katie Gibbons.
Carrie Chan coming on the board.
And despite all that warming up that Mariko Hill has been doing, it's Betty Chan into the attack. 5-4. Offside field.
Off spin.
We've got a 5-4 leg side field. A fielder on the fence at what looks like deep mid wicket.
These are the kids in the swimming pool behind us.
It's down to third man for a single. Shanzeen Shehzad just slowing down a little bit in the last couple of minutes. Oh, that one just going on straight with the arm. Beating the outside edge of Emma Lai's bat. Emma Lai has just struggled a little bit during this innings. But she's still out there. Just one boundary so far in these first 8.5 overs. She tries to turn that away for a single. To no avail. How long before we see Mariko Hill introduced into the attack? It's guided away. No single on offer. Yet another miserly over. Betty Chan, a good start for her. Just the single off that over. 22 for 1 now. The Bauhinia Stars.
Yeah, maybe for now.
It's okay, guys.
That's short. And like we were saying, Mariko Hill has been introduced into the attack. Her 7 overs will be crucial to the final outcome of this game. Oh, a play and a miss. Mariko Hill using her height to her advantage, finding some extra bounce and some movement away from the right-hander. Once again, another play and miss. Left in the 10th over. Mariko Hill's first. That's short once again. Fuller this time. The result the same. Shanzeen Shehzad just walking away, trying to gather her thoughts. Perhaps thinking about where her next run will come from. And that's cut off by Keanu Gill. Another maiden over. That's the 3rd maiden over of the innings. We're 10 overs in. The Bohemia Stars still looking for some sort of momentum. They're 22 for 1. That's guided away towards the 3rd man region. Sustained period of pressure here from the Jade Jets. Shouts of wicket coming now from the fielders. So 140 runs still needed in just under 25 overs. From here on out, the Bohemia Stars will have to go at just under a run a ball to chase this down. Carrie Chan still in the dugout. You'd have to say it looks like the Jade Jets are in the ascendancy. Some good flight once again. Fortuitous bottom edge. Yet another single, but you just get the feeling that singles are not going to do this. The girls in pink will have to find a boundary sooner rather than later. A wide delivery there. Betty Chan, perhaps for the first time, just losing her line. A big shot attempted, and she perishes. So that's the end of MLI, just chipping a catch straight to the fielder in the circle on the offside. Frustration was growing for MLI. 2 wickets down now. The Bohemia Stars.
This one's with the catcher roll.
25 for 2 now.
Pulto, yeah. Captain Pulto taking the catch.
And yes, that was skipper Pulto taking that catch at what looked like a short cover. Pulto has probably been the player of the match so far. A half century in the first innings, helping the Jade Jets to 162. Some good captaincy too throughout the innings. Ikra Sahar with an early wicket. And just now, Betty Chan picking up her first wicket. And it's Marian Yusuf who walks out to the middle, so impressive with the ball in the first innings, taking 2 early wickets. It's watchfully played.
Okay. You want to go editing and scoring while he's about to?
And that's a wide. So just 1 delivery left now in the 11th over. The batsmen scamper through for a quick single as Marian Yusuf gets off the mark. And it's 27 for 2 after 11. And it's Mariko Hill to continue from the other end. Two very different captaincy styles from Carrie Chan and Pulto. Carrie Chan just kept ringing the changes throughout that first innings. Pulto letting her bowlers bowl longer spells. Contrasting tactics, but both tactics have been effective. Oh, just looked a little wrong-footed there. Marian Youssef probably should have been back to that. Play and a miss. Some movement there for Mariko Hill. Perhaps it would be wise to get a slip in. A 6-3 offside field. That short once again climbs awkwardly on Marian Youssef, but she adjusts well. Nudges it down to third man for a single. That's down the leg side.
Did he signal one?
No. No signal.
Oh, it should be the end of the over, man.
No signal there from the umpire. This is the 7th ball of the over. And it's going to produce... No! That one just falling short of mid-on. So the batsman scampered through for a single. That extra delivery.
No, it's not. The 6. It's correct. 6.
With apologies to the umpire. 6 deliveries indeed. Once again, my mathematics has failed me today. It's 29 for 2 at the end of 12 overs. And that's through the offside. An appeal for run out, and yes, she's been given. It looked like she was about to make her ground, and she just slowed down a little bit for some reason. 29 for 3 now. Very sloppy there from Marian Youssef. She is not happy with herself. In fact, that might be Shanzeen Shehzad. That is Shanzeen. My word. The Bohemia Stars in a bit of a pickle here. 29 for 3 now. Jasmine
There was no run,
Titmus
right?
there
Yeah.
with the run out. It really looked like an easy single. Shanzeen should have gotten the dive out a lot earlier. Just looked like she was taking it a little too easy. Perhaps I'm being harsh on her. But she's probably being more harsh on herself.
Yeah, it's Carrie.
And here's Carrie Chan, skipper of Hong Kong, skipper of the Bauhinia Stars. Can she lead from the front like her counterpart Pulto did in the first innings? Some big runs will be needed from Carrie Chan. So Betty Chan with a tight beginning, building some early pressure, which has led to that run out of Shanzeen Shehzad just moments ago. If you're just tuning into this stream, a quick recap. The Jade Jets on the back of a half century by Captain Pulto registered 162 for 5. At the start of the innings, it looked like a par total, but it looks above par. It looks challenging at this point in time. Just one boundary so far in the innings, and it's going to stay that way. Three early wickets falling for the Bohemia Stars. All the focus will be on Carrie Chan, one of the best batsmen in the country. Batters in the country.
In the city.
Nice, nice. Do some comedy. Come to look.
Yeah.
Quick, quick. Comedy. Yeah, see,
You know.
Anything. Anything, yeah.
30 for 3 with 2 balls left in the 13th. Watchfully played there. Apologies, that was the last ball of the over. The score remains on 30 for 3.
It wasn't over.
In fact, for a change, it seems like I was right, and there was 1 ball left in that over. It's a dot ball nonetheless. Carrie Chan still looking to get off the mark. She's new to the crease. Marian Yusuf at the other end, unbeaten on 3. Mariko Hill to continue. Oh, and she misses a full toss. She knows it. Looks up at the skies. She is not happy with herself. Practicing that shot. Trying to pierce that airtight offside field. Polto persisting with that 6-3 offside field. A little shorter that time for Mariko Hill, just dragging her length back. A change in length, but no change in result for the Bauhinia Stars. Just 1 boundary in the innings so far, in stark contrast to the Jade Jets innings. A bit of a top edge on that one. It looked like it rushed onto her. Southpaw Carrie Chan, skipper of the Bauhinia Stars. The first left-hander that we've seen in action so far today. Carrie Chan just surveying the field, fully aware there are just 3 fielders on the leg side. But Mariko Hill continues to bowl to her field. Yet another tight over. The girls in green giving nothing away. And that's shoveled away on the leg side. This should run away for 4. And that just breaks the shackles. Carrie Chan with her first boundary. She gets off the mark in rather effortless fashion. Mariko Hill now just asking for a change of field. An extra fielder goes into the leg side. The girls in green will be well aware that Carrie Chan is the big wicket.
You have angle as well, so you go.
128 needed of 127 to chase this down at just a tick over a run a ball. Once again on the leg side, a very optimistic appeal, which is predictably turned down by the umpire. To close out the 14th over, it's 35 for 3.
I like a challenge.
Go for it. You might hit that up.
Betty Chan to continue. And that's cut away. So mid on and mid off, both up in the circle. Let's cut away once again. Is that going to run away to the boundary? It's been cut off. But not before the batters cross through for 2. Fuller, a big appeal, sliding down the leg side. Betty Chan probably knew it, bailed out of that appeal halfway through. Betty Chan, she's been so impressive, has given nothing away. Use of the feet this time, Marian Youssef. It's the first time we've seen that in this innings. Without a doubt, Marian will be looking to get a move on. Just 2 boundaries in this inning so far. One of them, however, in the last over. Use of the feet once again, but Betty Chan, she slows it up. One of, if not the single best spinner in Hong Kong.
Women's cricket.
In women's cricket, of course. But you know I meant that.
Arguably in men's too, actually, going by our stats. Huh? Arguably in men's too, going by our stats.
As Nitesh points out, if you go by her stats, if we include the men, she might also be one of the best.
Right.
37 for 3 this time. More on the topic of spin. Later today in the men's game, we're going to see Ehsan Khan, Aftab Hussain, and Mohammad Ghazanfar. All 3 of them in action. So if you're a fan of slow bowling, of spin bowling, don't go too far. And while we're all looking forward to the men's game and the second half of this innings, of course, I'm also looking forward to lunch. I'm not sure if I should get a sandwich or a cheeky little curry. Here comes Mariko Hill, and yet another boundary for Carrie Chan, this time in front of square on the leg side. So 2 early boundaries for Carrie Chan. A clear shift in momentum here. A clear shift in intent as well for the Bauhinia Stars. With that boundary, the score moves on to 41 for 3.
So nice off the bat.
Yes, Nitesh, you're right. That sounded beautiful. Coming off the middle of Carrie Chan's bat. Pressure now on Mariko Hill. Watchfully played.
It's also former captain bowling the current captain.
Former skipper Mariko Hill. One of the best medium pacers in the country. Bowling to current skipper Carrie Chan. It's a little fuller. No run there, so a good comeback from Mariko Hill after conceding a boundary off the first delivery. So just 1 over to go before we break for drinks.
Oh, he's going to change the bowling. Chan Saha.
And a change in the bowling. Chan Saha into the attack.
Left arm orthodox.
The spinner.
Left arm spin.
A little bit of left arm spin to change things up. Carrie Chan will be hitting with the turn. Oh, it's a top edge. A big moment. It just eludes the keeper running back.
Moving out of the screen, that's why I said.
Carrie Chan and the dugout of the Bohemia Stars would have had their hearts in their mouths. But she gets away with that one.
Come back.
Exactly, that's what I said. And I think that
Carrie Chan just practicing that shot at the other end.
Yeah, whatever.
Just practicing rolling her wrists over that delivery.
What's happening?
Carrie Chan moving into double figures. She's 10 off 10. Marine Yusuf 5 off 20 at the other end. A generous amount of flight. And that's just dabbed away into the offside for a single.
Sounds kind of useless.
We've got a 5-4 leg side field. So no secret about the plan of attack. That almost bounces twice. But Carrie Chan swats it away in front of square on the leg side. The fielder at deep mid-wicket had no chance. So Carrie Chan now with her third boundary. She's struck 3 out of the 4 boundaries in this innings. That's tossed up. Jasmine Titmus at mid-on gets a hand on it. The batters scamper through for a quick single. Two balls left before we break for drinks. And it remains 2 balls left. And that's 50 up for the Bauhinia Stars. 2 balls left in the 17th over. The run rate is exactly 3 runs and over. That's been cut away, but she does not beat the infield. Marian Youssef undefeated on 6 at the moment, but she's taken a generous 21 deliveries to get there. That's a full toss. She's unable to put that away. A little top edgy, and a single to round off the 17th over. 51 for 3.
It's now time for a quick drinks break, so we'll take a look at the scorecard so far of the second innings. Bohemia Stars 50 for 3. Carrie Chan at 15 is already the top scorer for the innings. Shenzhen batted long for her 13. Innings hasn't quite gotten off yet. They need 163 to win, and 113 needed in the back end of this innings. Quick look at the bowling scorecards, which are for some reason haven't quite updated yet, but Chan Sahar bowling off the 1 over before drinks for 9 runs. 4 overs apiece for Jasmine, Ikra, Betty and Mariko. All have bowled pretty well. Betty the most economical of, no, sorry, Jasmine the most economical of the lot. Betty with a wicket, and a wicket for Ikra as well, Ruchita Venkatesh. I think it was in the second over. 51 for 3, the current situation. We'll have the match summary up on the screen for you right now. Pulto's 50 in the first innings crucial to Jade just getting 162. Katie Gibbons a good contribution, and some little cameos through the order. Seemed like it would be a power score, but the second innings Jade Judge have been excellent with the ball and in the field, including a run out. And now the Bohemia Stars find themselves in a bit of a difficult situation. The Bohemia Stars after the drinks break need actually 112 or 108. Scorecard hasn't quite updated yet. But the Bohemia Stars need more than run above me, but they've got Carrie Chan in the middle, they've got Marian Youssef, they've got some batting to come as well. It'll be interesting to see how they go about it. The players are taking drinks on the field very quickly here. Quick 4 or 5 minute drinks break and the action will resume. Hope you're enjoying our coverage. This Women's Premier League game is the first of 3. The next 2 matches dates are on your screen now. You'll have a game again on 15th November at Mission Road, same time, and then on 13th December also at Mission Road, Ting Kwong Road Recreation Ground. Players are now taking their place back in the field. Action should be set to resume. It'll be interesting to see who bowls here after the drinks break. Might be Keanu Gill coming on for a spell here after the drinks break by the looks of it. Another fairly quick bowler. Keanu Mariko, 2 of the quickest bowlers in the domestic scene at the moment in Hong Kong Women's Club Cricket. The Marian Youssef to face. Right after this game here, stay tuned to our social media pages as we will broadcast the Premier League T20 game between Lil Saiwan and HKCC, opening game of the 2021 Premier League T20 tournament. But for now, here comes Keanu Gill bowling to Marian Youssef. A little bit off on the pads, half appeal, another dot ball. Been a lot of dot balls in this innings. A quick look at the bowling scorecard will illustrate the frequency of dot balls throughout the second innings. As Keanu comes in to bowl second ball of this over to Marian. Catch, it's a call. Has it been taken? Yes, it has. Simple catch there in the end. And another wicket. Another wicket has just fallen. Marian Youssef out caught at mid-off. This is not what Bohemia Stars would have wanted. Right after the drinks break, they've lost a wicket. Keanu Gill has struck. He's going to get the fielder's name for you in a moment. Carrie Chan, hands on hips, not happy with that. Yep, it is pull toe. The captain has taken a second catch for the day, fielding in this inner circle. She's having a great game as captain, scored a 50, and now her side is in control of the game, and she's taking 2 catches, and she's been good with her field placements and her bowling changes. So, good day out here for the Jets captain. Pull toe. We're just going to wait and see the identity of this new batter walking out of the middle. Might be Jen Davies by the looks of it. We'll come up with you. Meanwhile, Jade Ansankani is back and ready to continue. In a moment, give him a moment. Great commentary today from Jade Ansankani. Appreciate him coming down here. Do follow him on all his social media platforms. Excellent cricket journalist who covers the associate game very, very well, especially the game out here in regions like Hong Kong, Singapore, Malaysia, and Thailand. So, Keanu Gill has taken a wicket right away in her second ball. And Jen Davies now marking out her guard. Wicketkeeper batsman Jen Davies. Good day behind the stumps. Now can she score some runs for her team? She's got a lot of Hong Kong experience. It's a difficult situation with need to run a ball. Can she pull off a few big hits and narrow this target down a bit? Here comes Keanu Gill running into bowl. Right arm medium pass over the wicket. It's cut past the inner circle. Fielder there tidies up. Not past the inner circle after all. Another dot ball. Been a very impressive performance by the Jade Jets in the field and with the ball today. If you'd like to learn more about the Women's Premier League and these 2 teams and the players involved, do check out our website. We do have some coverage and some materials there for you, some videos and an article, a preview article that you can read. Now 51 for 4 and 17.4 overs. Keanu Gill going through her first over here very nicely, very accurate. Tough situation for the Bohemia Stars. There's something special from skipper Carrie Chan, who's currently at the non-striker's end. Edge, the other catch it, it's gone over the infield. They're chasing it down out here in front of us. Sukhjit Gill has the ball, gets the throw in, but they've come back for the second. So, good bit of running there. Carrie Chan always very quick between the wickets, as is Jen Davies. And they've done well there to pick up 2. Genuine edge though on that shot, and they do have a sort of catching fielder there or thereabout at a backward point. Let's see if our roaming camera can pick it up. Nope, not at the moment. Here comes Keanu Gill running into bowl. Left alone, and the umpire has signaled wide, and it's gone past the keeper. You can see on your screen there, they're going to run an extra run there, and yeah, Lemon Chung missing that one. Bit wide though from Keanu Gill, so it's a couple of free runs for Bohemia Stars, they won't mind that. And then you run a ball here, Bohemia Stars, tricky situation. What can they do now, Jade Hansangani? What do Bohemia Stars need?
Bohemia Stars need some boundaries, and they need to conserve some wickets. Basically, they need a special effort from Carrie Chan. Here she is, facing up to the final delivery of the 18th over. Oh, and that's beaten her outside edge. So Keanu Gill with a positive start, a wicket in her first over. 4 runs off the first over after the drinks break, but the all-important wicket of Marine Yusuf. 55 for 4 now, the Bauhinia Stars. Thank you for those kind words, Nitesh. As Nitesh mentioned, if you like what you've heard, because you might not, if you like what you've heard, you can follow me on Twitter at JCricketDude, and of course, hit subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Like our page on Facebook, and just follow us across social media for the latest updates on all things Hong Kong cricket. Left here in the opening game of the Women's Premier League. 108 further runs required of 102 balls. It's Jen Davies on strike. She nudges that down to third man. No run. Carrie Chan at the other end, undefeated on 15. An action replay of the last ball. Once again, guided down to third man. No run there. Jen Davies, very vocal behind the stumps in the first innings. Aren't all wicket keepers. Charges down the track. It seemed like she just yorked herself there. So 3 consecutive dot balls to kick off the 19th over. It's been a very impressive spell from Betty Chan. Yet to concede a boundary. She's into her 5th over. Good use of the feet, but she hits it straight to the fielder at, it looks like pull toe. So that's her that's her 3rd catch of the innings. The Bohemia Stars, they've lost half their side now. They're 55 for 5 with 2 balls still left in the 19th over. Surely they've got to be clear favourites. But is there a twist in the tail? Carrie Chan undefeated at the other end on 15, 3 boundaries in her innings so far. Unless my eyes are deceiving me, it's Aksha Yusuf coming out to bat at number 7. A punch of the gloves.
It's Mariam Bibi. That's fine.
Apologies, it's Mariam Bibi.
No.
There you go, my eyes have deceived me. We're staring into a strong and unforgiving sun right now. Beautiful backdrop here at the Hong Kong Cricket Club. Beautiful green hills in the distance. Some fancy bungalows and what appears to be some sort of abandoned bungalow or castle. Before I leave here today, I want to find out the story behind that structure, I guess. The story out in the middle is not a very positive one for the girls in pink, the Bauhinia Stars. They were quite impressive with the ball, restricting the Jade Jets to 162, but they've faltered so far in the chase. A big shot attempted there. Mariam Bibi yet to get off the mark. Score remains 55 for 5. Kinu Gill to continue from the other end. And that looks like Carrie Chan's fourth boundary. Just getting a little tongue-tied there. So the score moves on to 59 now. It's a completely different game when Carrie Chan's on strike. With 104 runs still required, her innings could prove crucial. Some of the clouds in the sky just disappearing. We've got bright blue skies. A chance here. Not quite. A couple of bounces. And third man cuts that off. Apologies. Deep fine leg cuts that off. That's been pushed into the offside. Skipper pulled toe. She's been in the thick of it. Both with the bat. A composed half century for her. And 3 catches to go with it in this innings. An interesting appeal. Kino Gill, her enthusiasm not matched by her teammates nor the umpire.
Leg by. So they got 7 of the over. They need 7 and over. So this Carrie can get a boundary as the over.
No, they don't need a 7. Oh yeah, they need almost.
6.99.
So the required run rate now, just inching closer and closer to 7 runs and over. A big shot there and a chance. Oh, it's spilled by mid-off. That could have spelt disaster for the Bohemia Stars. Yet another catch goes down. I believe that's the second drop of... Yes, the second drop of the innings. So exactly 100 runs now required. 15 overs after this last ball. Oh, and another big shot attempted. Carrie Chan does not make any connection with that. And the score remains 63 for 5 with 15 overs left. Betty Chan in for her 6th over. Two wickets for the off spinner. She's kept the runs down, has not leaked a boundary as of yet. A generous amount of flight, and that's taken. 6 wickets down now for the Bohemia Stars. Carrie Chan still undefeated at the other end, but she's running out of partners. Mariam Bibi walks back to the dugout with her head bowed.
Number 13.
We're trying to get confirmation on who took that catch. But that's 3 wickets now for Betty Chan.
The one who is bowling.
Really tightening the screws on the Bohemia Stars right now.
This is only the
Ikra.
Indian, right?
Ikra.
Yes, that was Ikra Sahar with that catch at mid-on.
Mid wicket.
Mid-wicket, I beg your pardon.
Not sure. This might be Akasha. Akasha. Yeah, let me see. I'm not sure. No, it's just Vinder. No, it's just Vinder. Just Vinder Kaur.
This is Indian, right?
Yeah.
And it's Jasvinder Kaur who walks to the crease. Carrie Chan at the other end in desperate need of some support. Still 100 required. They're running out of time. They're running out of balls. 100 needed of 88. The required rate continues to rise as Jasvinder Kaur plays that watchfully. It's off the back foot. Jasvinder off the mark now. Importantly, it's Carrie Chan back on strike. As you can see on your screen, 99 needed of 86. Carrie Chan. It looks like she's going to pick up yet another boundary, and yes, she does. In effortless fashion, I believe that's the first boundary off the bowling of Betty Chan. So despite all the wickets falling around her, Carrie Chan has moved on to 25 of just 19 deliveries. As long as she's still out there, the Bauhinia Stars will have some hope of chasing down 163. A reminder that this is a 35-over contest. So Betty Chan will only have 1 over left after this. With each bowler... Oh! A play and a miss. So 3 for 14 so far for Betty Chan. She's got 1 over left. Bohemia Stars will have to put their pedal to the metal. 68 for 6 now. Keanu Gill to run in for her 3rd over. So Jasvinder on strike. It's turned away on the leg side. A very easy single. Carrie Chan is back on strike. That's a wide down the leg side. Another optimistic appeal from Keanu Gill. That's been pulled away in front of square. Carrie Chan once again with so much time on her hands. Never looks in any sort of rush and has barely looked in any sort of trouble throughout this innings. The only exception being one top edge off the bowling of Betty Chan, which unfortunately landed in open space.
Inside the circle.
3rd man's been brought in for the last delivery of this over. Bit of an awkward bounce there for backward point. No harm done.
Still 2 balls to go.
She sends Jasvinder Kaur back. And wisely so, no single on offer there. Jasvinder will be hoping to provide some much needed support for Carrie Chan. That's punched off the back foot. Another dot ball to close out the 22nd over. It's 71 for 6 now. And the massive wicket of Carrie Chan, that may just decide the game. Betty Chan was given a 7th over, and the move has paid off. Pulto's captaincy so far has been absolutely spot on. At 71 for 7, it's hard to see any way back for the Bohemia Stars. Carrie Chan departing.
How much is it?
26 or 22.
Carrie Chan departing for 26. It was a quick fire 26, but simply not enough, you'd have to say. 92 still required for the Bohemia Stars. They only have 3 wickets left.
Who took the catch? 21 or 12.
21, right here.
Huh?
It was long, it was mid-off. Mid-off for the left-hander.
This is Katie Gibbons.
So that catch from Katie Gibbons, perhaps one of the final nails in the coffin for the Bohemia Stars. And just as we say that in the background, I believe that's little Saiwan arriving for the next game. That game is due to start at 2 p.m. local time, just an hour and a half away from the resumption. Apologies, from the start of the men's game.
Yeah, Katie Gibbons.
If you're just joining us, it was the Jade Jets who were put in to bat first. They got off to a quick start. Regular wickets, however, pegged them back. A half century from their skipper Pulto propelled them to 162, which looked like a par score, but the Bohemia Stars haven't quite gotten going in this chase. Carrie Chan, the only one to deliver any sort of momentum for the girls in pink. And as things stand with 2 balls left in the 23rd over, the Bohemia Stars are 72 for 7.
Betty Chan, 4 for 15.
And let's not forget Betty Chan, the star of the show so far in this bowling innings from the Jade Jets. 4 for 15 for the brave off-spinner. And there we go, once again with a generous amount of flight. Not afraid to toss it up. But she's been intelligent. She's mixed that up. Every now and then just shortening the length, firing one in, keeping the batters guessing. Oh, that hits the non-striker and ricochets away for a single. Jasvinder Kaur moves on to 3.
Do we have another commentator for the men's game? Yeah, good man. I think my voice needs a bit of a rest. It's actually a really bad thing to drink for your voice.
Really?
Anything with orange and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, but it tastes like fucking fabulous, pants.
I didn't realize that.
Apologies for any foul language you may have picked up on the mic. It's a members-only club, so despite the fact that spectators aren't allowed in, you do have some of the membership who often use a little bit of colorful language. In any case, Katie Gibbons is into the attack. That's turned away on the leg side.
Carrie Chan, 4 for 16 in 7 overs. Fantastic spell.
Look at that. Betty Chan, 4 for 16 of her 7 overs.
Excellent stuff.
Will be interesting to see who walks away with the Player of the Match award. Pulto certainly in contention. A half century and 3 smart catches.
And captaining.
And as Nitesh points out, some wise, astute captaincy as well from the Jade Jet skipper. Katie Gibbons with a generous amount of flight. What a good time to come on to bowl. The opposition are 7 down. The required rate in excess of 7 on a beautiful sunny day at the Hong Kong Cricket Club. Let's cut away. Bit of a misfield. Allows Jasvinder. Oh, and are we going to have overthrows? The batters opt against taking that extra run. Wisely so, it must be said. So Jasvinder Kaur, I believe that takes her on to 5. Yes, it does. And that's the end of the 24th. 77 for 7. 86 required off the last 8 overs. It's amazing what 20 or 25 minutes can do. It seems like just moments ago that the required run rate was just a tick above 6, with Carrie Chan still out in the middle. And it looks like skipper Pulto is going to bring herself into the attack.
Right arm off quick.
Pulto, of course, a right arm off spinner. And she set a 5-4 leg side field for herself. Play and a miss. It's been guided away to the left of backward point. but just a single there.
Oh, Dorothy. Like, how would you pronounce it? Dorothy. Couple of wides. Good.
Couple of wides there from Pulto. Dorothy Chan facing up. That's been pulled away. A good sound off the bat, but just a single. Keanu Gill cleaning up on the leg side boundary. And that's been tossed up. No signal from the umpire. A full toss. Pulto perhaps just getting away with that one. It looked a little wide of off stump. No signal from the umpire. That brings to a close the 25th over. 82 for 7 now. The Bohemia Stars. Katie Gibbons to continue. 80 required of 59. And make that 58. Katie Gibbons into his second over, has given nothing away so far. Just conceding the 5 runs so far. And that's another dot ball, a play and a miss. Gibbons just extracting a little bit of bounce from the surface. Another quiet over, just the single off it so far. And another play and miss. Perhaps should have been more forward to that one. So no luck there for Dorothy Chan. And it looks like Jasmine Titmus is coming back into the attack. She started off so well. 2 maiden overs in her first 4.
4 overs, 5 runs.
She's only conceded 5 runs off her first 4 overs. gave nothing away at the start. Couple of outside edges as well. She's unlucky to have not picked up a wicket. And despite nothing in the wickets column, she helped build that early pressure, and she's part of the reason why the Bauhinia Stars find themselves 83 for 7 with 9 overs still remaining. A rare moment of indiscipline from Titmus. That may just be her first extra of the day. Straight down the ground, a good sound off the bat. But Keanu Gill at mid-off cleans up. Yet another dot ball. Once again, just trying to force that away through the offside. A direct hit from, I believe that may be Mariko Hill. Play and a miss. Titmus just shortening up her length. Yet another Jasmine Titmus delivery beats the outside edge. It's been the story of the day so far. The Bohemia Stars unable to generate any sort of meaningful momentum. The only exception. That's a big appeal, and finally Titmus gets her first wicket. The Bohemia Stars now 8 wickets down for just 84, and you've got to say that's well deserved. The right arm seamer has been so impressive throughout the day. And it should be Alison Sue walking out to the middle. This run rate is creeping up towards 10 runs and over. Before the start of the tournament, both captains spoke of wanting to inflict a clean sweep upon their opponents. With the way this match is going, it doesn't seem like the Jade Jets will be swept aside. Not so easily, at least. A reminder, this is the first of 3 games in the Hong Kong Women's Premier League. 3 35-over contests.
The last game will be 40 overs, so 2 35-over contests and a 40-over contest.
I do apologize, 2 35-over contests. The last game in December will be a 40-over contest. For now, however, we are only 26.4 wickets, 26.4 overs in to this Bohemia Stars chase. They're already 84 for 8. With the exception of Carrie Chan, nothing really to speak of. But take nothing away from the Jade Jets. Another play and miss. Watchfully nudged into the offside. That's the end of the over. Jasmine Titmus with her first wicket, a wicket she truly has deserved. A reminder that in around an hour and 15 minutes from now will be the men's game between Hong Kong Cricket Club and Little Saiwan. Hong Kong Cricket Club looking stronger than ever, perhaps. They've got the Shah brothers and Nizakat Khan. Harun Arshad making the switch from Little Saiwan as well. Lil Saiwan, however, cannot be counted out of the contest. They've got the spin bowling trio of Aftab Hussain, Ehsan Khan, and Mohammad Ghazanfar.
Yes, Tanvir Ahmed, who's moved across from HKCC. Swap with Arun.
And Nitesh reminds me that Tanvir Ahmed has moved over from Hong Kong Cricket Club.
We got Mohsin Khan took a hat-trick in the Premier League one-day game.
More fun facts from Nitesh Hemlani. Mohsin Khan took a hat-trick in the Premier League. And here's a fun fact from me. Ehsan Khan with a beautiful century right before we broke for COVID.
Same game.
I believe it was 132 off 120.
Yeah.
Yeah, 132 off 120.
For informed players then.
That's turned away on the leg side. Oh my word, this is going to be... She throws to the wrong end. Should have been easy run out. It should have been 9 down. But Alison Sue will live to see another day. Like we were saying, Ehsan Khan with that beautiful century right before we broke for COVID. Which is why it's so good to be back, despite a bit of a one-sided game here. And that should be a wide, yes. It's signaled a wide by the umpire. Like I was saying, it's so good to be back with some live streaming finally. And let's just keep our fingers crossed that it stays that way. It's nudged away. No run on offer. With 28 overs in, the Bohemia Stars struggling at 87 for 8. Titmus to continue for her 6th over. And of course, another play and miss. Titmus, no doubt, will want to finish things off sooner rather than later. Another Jasmine Titmus delivery, another play and miss. She's been amazing today. Just picked up the 1 wicket in her last over. She's probably deserved a few more. And that's taken. Titmus with her second wicket.
Another catch, full toe. Full toe again.
And oh my word, of course it's Pulto again with yet another catch.
She must be woman of the match.
She should be.
A passionate debate here in the media tent about who should be the player of the match. Yours truly believes it should be Betty Chan with that 4-wicket haul, but he's outnumbered.
Wait, who decides player of the match?
The app, I think. The umpires have decided the match.
The umpires, of course, are the final authority on who is the player of the match. I'm hoping my commentary has reached their ears and they heed my advice and give it to Betty Chan. Having said that, a fantastic performance from Pulto. Half century in the first innings along with 4 catches. Still 6.1 potential overs left in this chase, but the Bohemia Stars are 9 wickets down. Akasha Yusuf strides out to the middle. And Jasmine Titmus, look at those figures, 5.5 overs, 3 maidens, 6 runs and 2 wickets. It could have been 3 had Akasha not dug that out. The score remains 87 for 9 after 29 overs.
Either header, I think. Or was Ikra.
And Ikra Sahar has been brought back into the attack.
No, it's not Ikra.
And a wide delivery.
It's not Ikra. It is Vida header. Yeah.
Apologies, it's actually Rita Heather and not Ikra Sahar into the attack. We're going off jersey numbers here in the media tent. That's been pulled away. It's been a while since we've witnessed a boundary. That's a full toss, but Akasha unable to do much with that. We saw a series of full tosses during the Jade Jets innings, but they were a lot more severe than the Bauhinia Stars have been on full tosses. And that's a simple catch. Pull toe once again with 5 catches. It seems like I am losing this player of the match battle.
That's it, all out, game over.
And that's it. The Bohemia Stars are all out for 90. They fall 72 agonizing runs short of the Jade Jets' 162. A massive victory
You want to
at
go
the
through-
Hong Kong Cricket Club.
you go through the batting and bowling scorecards? Second innings? Batting's on the screen.
So as you can see in the second innings, no scores of note there for the Bauhinia Stars. Just 2 batters getting into double figures. Carrie Chan with a quick fire, 26 off 22. the only real positive for the girls in pink.
The bowling scorecard.
And on the bowling front, both Jasmine Titmus and Ikra Sahar started things off in fine fashion. Ikra Sahar with that in-swinger to get rid of Ruchita Venkatesh. Titmus coming back towards the end of the innings with 2 wickets, but Betty Chan, the brave off-spinner with 4 wickets, broke the back of the Bohemia Stars chase. And like I said, a comfortable 72-run victory for the girls in green.
Right.
I hope you've enjoyed today's commentary. If you like what you've heard, you can always follow me on Twitter at JCricketDude. I'm your commentator, Jay Dansinghani, and don't forget to follow Hong Kong Cricket across social media. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube, like our Facebook page, and follow us on Twitter. We will be back in just over an hour for the men's game. It's the Hong Kong Cricket Club playing host to Little Saiwan. See you